The Parcel of India and Pakistan, 1947. Unwinding the Misfortune and its Repercussions. The segment of India and Pakistan in 1947 stands as a strong part throughout the entire existence of the Indian subcontinent, described by its seismic political shift and the human misfortune of stunning extents. The division of English India into two free countries, India and Pakistan, came at a weighty expense, with an expected 1 to 2 million individuals losing their lives and millions more being effectively dislodged. This broad record dives into the verifiable setting, the political elements prompting the parcel, the frightening occasions of 1947, and the persevering through influence on the district. English Pilgrim rule. The foundations of the segment can be followed back to English pioneer rule in the Indian subcontinent. The English East India Organization, laid out in the mid-17th 100 years, progressively broadened its domain over the locale, holding on to control of huge regions. Over the long run, the English Pioneer Organization executed strategies that served English interests while frequently underestimating the Indian people. Monetary abuse, social inhumanity, and the concealment of nearby businesses left numerous Indians baffled. The yawning gap between the English rulers and the Indian subjects became glaring, and the interest for self-administration and autonomy built up speed. Indian patriotism. The ascent of Indian patriotism was a critical impetus in the occasions paving the way to the parcel. Visionaries like Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, and Subhas Chandra Bose arose as considerable voices in the mission for Indian freedom and social liberties. The Indian Public Congress, established in 1885, developed into a powerful political power, squeezing for self-rule. At the same time, the All India Muslim Association, drove by Muhammad Ali Jinnah, advocated the privileges and interests of the Muslim people group in India. The interest for a different Muslim state, Pakistan, was solidified, in the long run turning into a foundation of the segment. The Second Great War and the Quit India development. The episode of the Second Great War impacted the Indian subcontinent. The English government, without speaking with Indian pioneers, brought India into the conflict exertion. This one-sided choice prompted far-reaching discontent, and in 1942, Mahatma Gandhi sent off the Quit India development, requesting a quick end of English rule. The English reaction was a blundering crackdown, with the detainment of various Indian pioneers, including Gandhi, and the concealment of the development. Regardless, the Quit India development highlighted the mounting interest for autonomy and highlighted the disagreeability of English rule. The Cripps Mission, 1942. To address Indian requests for self-administration and inspire support for the conflict exertion, the English government dispatched Sir Stafford Cripps to haggle with Indian pioneers. Notwithstanding, the discussions neglected to yield huge advancement, with the interest for complete freedom remaining neglected. Mountbatten Plan, 1947. As the Second Great War approached its decision, the English government went up against mounting strain to resolve the Indian inquiry. Ruler Louis Mountbatten was designated as the last emissary of India and shown up in 1947 with an order to direct the progress to freedom. The Mountbatten Plan proposed the parcel of India and the production of two separate domains, India and Pakistan, with regions given the decision of joining by the same token. Strict and collective pressures. One of the central factors that accelerated the segment was the heightening strict and common pressures. India was a blend of different networks, including Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. The break among Hindus and Muslims had been extending, with these networks frequently living in closeness, however progressively in discrete areas. The idea of a different Muslim state, Pakistan, had been getting forward momentum. Muhammad Ali Jinnah and the Muslim Association stated that Muslims expected their own country to protect their political and social interests. Alternately, numerous Hindus and Sikhs were loath to the segment, worried about the repercussions for their networks. Savagery and uproars. The period paving the way to the parcel saw a flood in public brutality and uproars. Hindus and Muslims conflicted in different locales, bringing about death toll and property. The air was loaded, exacerbated by the insufficiency of policing. Division of areas. The parcel was authoritatively declared on August 14, 1947, with the two territories of India and Pakistan planned to appear on August 15, 1947. The division of regions between the two countries was a tangled and hostile interaction, with Punjab and Bengal presenting especially impressive difficulties because of their blended strict socio-economics. Movement and removal. One of the most awful aspects of the segment was the mass movement and removal of individuals. A large number of Hindus, Muslims, and Sikhs were constrained to leave their homes and set out on tiresome excursions to the new domains in quest for well-being. This hastened quite possibly of the biggest mass relocation ever, with assessments of the dislodged populace going from 10 to 15 million. The movement was joined by awful savagery, as individuals on the two sides of the line succumbed to pillaging crowds and equipped gatherings. Lives were lost, and endless ladies endured kidnapping and sexual brutality. The parcel brought about an unrivaled compassionate disaster. Mutual viciousness. The parcel was set apart by far and wide mutual viciousness, portrayed by merciless uproars, illegal conflagration, and murder. Neighbors betrayed neighbors, and well-established kinships broke down in the midst of strict strains. The viciousness was exacerbated by the insufficiency of policing, the failure of the recently shaped state-run administrations to keep everything under control. The outcome of the segment left permanent scars on the aggregate memory of the two countries. The tradition of Parcel, the Parcel of India and Pakistan, had significant and broad ramifications for the two countries and the locale all in all. It in a general sense reshaped the political, social scene of the subcontinent and left a persevering through influence. In this segment, we will investigate the tradition of the Parcel and its continuous impacts on the two countries. Political effect. The segment brought about the development of two unmistakable countries with various political frameworks. India took on a mainstream, popularity-based republic, while Pakistan embraced an Islamic republic model. The political division was supported by religion, which keeps on forming the political scene in the two nations. Strict and mutual relations. The segment left a profound and enduring scar on common relations between Hindus, Muslims, and Sikhs. The savagery and ill will that emitted during the parcel affected between local area connections. Doubt and dread between strict networks continue in specific regions, hampering social attachment. Financial results. The parcel had huge monetary repercussions. The division of assets and resources among India and Pakistan was an intricate and combative interaction. The deficiency of shipping lanes and the severance of monetary ties unfavorably affected the economies of the two countries in the underlying years following autonomy. Kashmir struggle. The segment left the issue of Kashmir irritating, generating an extended clash among India and Pakistan. The two countries make a case for the locale, and numerous conflicts and engagements have been battled about it. The Kashmir struggle stays an unpredictable and irritating issue, adding to progressing strains between the two countries. International repercussions. The parcel's international results are sweeping and keep on forming the elements of the district. The division of India and Pakistan modified the power balance in South Asia and had suggestions for worldwide legislative issues. The parcel of India and Pakistan prompted the accompanying key turns of events. India-Pakistan relations. The tradition of the segment has significantly impacted the relations among India and Pakistan. Pressures, doubt, and occasional threats have portrayed their collaborations. The parcel and the brutal occasions of 1947 remaining profound close-to-home scars, verifiable complaints that actually impact their relationship. Job of extraordinary powers. The segment had critical ramifications for worldwide international affairs, especially with regards to the virus war. The two, India and Pakistan, tried to lay out coalitions with significant powers, with India inclining towards the Soviet Association and Pakistan lining up with the US. These coalitions had a direction on the territorial overall influence. Monetary ramifications. The segment had huge financial ramifications for the two, India and Pakistan. Helpful effect. The parcel's helpful effect was destroying, with death toll, inescapable torment, and removal on a remarkable scale, loss of lives. The viciousness that went with the parcel brought about the deficiency of an expected 1 to 2 million lives, making it quite possibly of the deadliest episode in mankind's set of experiences. Uprooting. A great many individuals were effectively dislodged, prompting quite possibly of the biggest mass relocation ever. This removal left profound and enduring scars on the impacted people and their relatives. Orientation-based brutality. ladies and young ladies, specifically, were powerless against sexual savagery and kidnapping during the segment.